Can you beat Fire Emblem Engage with just Alear? That's what I asked myself when seeing the new main character in the Fire Emblem series. Engage is all about celebrating the history of the series and most obviously the previous main characters. Needless to say, Alear has some pretty big boots to fill in order to win my heart and prove to me that they are a good main character. To start our journey in good old JRPG fashion, as we wake up and have memory loss, these three people that watched me sleep for a living tell me I'm the Divine Dragon. And after taking a look at my clothes and my hair, I'm willing to believe them. My servants decide to take their little dragon for a walk, and some zombies pull up and try to attack us. My children's servants get separated from me, and it's time for the strongest unit in the game, in Vander I guess, to try and take these guys out. So I obviously want to get as much EXP and SP on Alear, so my plan is to have Vander sit still and give me a passive +5 crit bonus. They're not able to hit me enough to kill me on the 4th or 5th try, so I'm able to get some nice EXP on Alear. There's one guy who escapes us and tries to kill my servants, but luckily for me, my ring on my finger talks to me, and by screaming some words that I just felt deep down in my heart were right, I activate the Marth ring. The Marth ring is pog as fuck. His main skills are in boosting my avoid and doing a slight bit of extra damage and HP recovery when engaged. And also, in chapter 2 I have to fight my mom, and to max out EXP on Alear, I have to do a bit of chit damage.
Hold up, JBR. Isn't this an Alear solo? You can't use other units.
Oh, yeah. See, whenever I do Fire Emblem challenges, more specifically about unit restrictions, I always allow myself to use units that are force deployed. The reason why I do this is because I don't want to sit and babysit every single unit when I do these challenges, and also maps like chapter 4, there's no physical way to prevent Lewis and Chloe from engaging in combat, and that would be an instant loss. Anyways, after Lumera nearly kills my entire squad, I blaze through chapters 2 and 3 and unlock the Somanel. This place has no facilities we can actually use yet, but I swear this place will give us some crazy shit soon. After meeting with the Crown Prince of Firene and witnessing my mommy's death, we head out to collect all the rings in order to stop the evil Fell Dragon. That should be just about enough to summarize this game's plot. Chapter 4 is the first map with battle preps, so it's time to say goodbye, children. This level is kind of a hassle. First off, Louis and Chloe are in the middle, making it hard to get to them. There's a ton of enemies that spawn, and Alear isn't quite strong enough yet to deal any damage to the boss, since they negate effective damage, meaning using Saline is mandatory to actually fight and kill this boss. Her survivability is not very good, so my plan was to warp Ragnarok to the middle of the map, where Louis and Chloe can help her survive a couple turns in order to warp Ragnarok a second time in a forest tile, and take out the boss. Meanwhile, on the left side of the map, moving towards the middle, I try to suck up as much EXP as possible for Alear. Chapter 5 is next, and I was a bit dumbfounded on how to progress, but I realized the only way I'm killing the initial enemies is to dodge tank in the bottom right with constantly engaging with Marth in order to heal. I went through a lot of healing items for this map, but eventually I can get to the boss safely and kill him thanks to being a sword unit. It's really that easy sometimes. By the end of this chapter, I learned how to use the power of DLC and got some stat boosters, which include boots and the 3 houses bracelet, which I never ended up using whatsoever. This isn't foreshadowing. Chapters 6 and 7 along with their paralogs are easy but time consuming, as I want to make the maps as safe as possible before I fight their bosses. On Jean's paralog, I level up a ton. On chapter 6, I stand on a woods tile in a hallway while Yunaka heals me for an easy kill of the boss. Just gonna point out that I didn't know Mercurius doubled EXP and SP, otherwise Alear would have been even more stupidly OP. And I never ended up realizing this at all until after the challenge was over. Again, this is not foreshadowing. In this paralog was easy as I warped in with Celica in order to recruit her right away and get the Master Seal. Chapter 7 is pretty time consuming because I need to make the Hortensia fight easier. Thanks to my new Forged Levin sword, giving Alear some much needed 1-2 range, I find a way to kill all the Armor Knights fast as I breeze through here. Next is chapter 8, which is one of the cooler maps of this challenge since this is a defend kill boss map. I need to kill Ivy with only 2 units. Wait, no, 3 units. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you, Amber, like the journalist did. And I have to kill her before a single unit reaches the back tiles. My first step was to break my own barricade so I can open up a path towards Ivy, and in doing so, I kill this one axe guy in my way. Rest in peace, Timothy. I then used the Sigurd ring to move close to Ivy and remove her first health bar. There were a shit ton of enemies, so I must dodge a good amount of them to clear the chapter this way, but it's not super unreliable. I use Override to take out Kagetsu while also chipping Ivy and then going for the kill next turn. Chapter 9 is set up almost identical to Chapter 7, except it's against Ivy, who is ringless, so pretty damn easy. What's not easy is the already infamous Chapter 10 and 11 of this game. These maps are back to back, and there's a bit of a special surprise in the middle of here that I need to make sure I'm prepared for. I spend all of my SP to grab the skills that I want from Marth and Sigurd, which includes the Avoid +10 skill and Canter, as well as put some engravements on the Liberation and Levin sword. After my preparations, I hopped into Chapter 10 and 11, and the first step of this map is clearing out as many enemies as I can before I fight Hortensia. This involves engaging with my Levin sword to kill an Armor Knight and Rosado's little group in the bottom left, and in the top left I use my Levin sword to kill the enemies on player phase and still attack archers on enemy phase. I even managed to kill the thief since they moved to the left side, which gives me a Draco shield. After I deal with all of them, Goldie Mary swoops around from the right side, and I deal with her as the same way as I did with Rosado. And now the preparations for Hortensia are done. With my Levin sword equipped, I attempt to kill some of the enemies while dodge tanking, and Hortensia freezes me in place, and some backup pulls up. In order to kill both Pegasus Knights, I attack the non-damaged one on player phase. On Hortensia's second action, she runs up pretty menacingly, and does about half my health with Lewin. And that was a little rude, so I hit her back with a Lodestar Rush of my own. She then runs away and hits me with the Magic Ballista. I run away from that, so she follows me and freezes me again, which leads to my death with the Lewin once again. Instead of killing the archer on player phase, I heal, which allows me to tank Hortensia and the Armor Knight, which builds up my engaged meter, allowing me to Lodestar Rush a second time. Next, it was time to kill Moron with the Levin sword plus a Lodestar Rush. Hyacinth was the last boss to take out. Hyacinth's chain attacks can get pretty scary, but he has a bow equipped, making it pretty easy to take him out on player phase. I kill his first health bar, then canter onto a tile to get my engaged meter back, and for the last time, I hit him with Wait, what did you mean by last time? In Chapter 11, Vale pulls up to the fight and is now evil. Wow, shocker, much wow. She then steals all of the rings, which actually did take me for quite a surprise, and she takes the time crystal, which I am definitely going to refer as Divine Pulse throughout this video. I'm not gonna apologize, I'm sorry. It's built into my core as a Three Houses fanboy. But without the rings and how scary some of the enemies are behind us, we gotta fucking dip. Chapter 11 scared the hell out of me, so I decided to promote here at level 19. The chapter, while sure it's pretty difficult fighting the ring users, I can attack them, then canter into forest tiles and continue to run as fast as I can. The Celica ring is the scariest thing as it's a guaranteed 15 damage, but all the other guys aren't as scary as the Leaf and Roy ring had axes and the Sigurd ring guy had a 3% chance to hit me. Right before I start to think the map is kind of easy, Vale puts the rings on her 4 hounds, and I will quickly get sick of fighting them throughout the game. For now, they're actually pretty cool. One of them gets the Sigurd ring though, so it's time to get out of here as soon as possible. Luckily for me, Ivy and her 2 retainers show up and give me the worst possible ring for a solo challenge, as well as one of the best. Ivy's a bit greedy though, so she keeps the better one. After a couple turns of running, I'm able to escape with Zephia practically breathing down my neck. For the next couple of chapters, we take our ringless, dripless party to Solm to find more rings. With the power of the Lin ring, I make short work of the dragons in the Tiki DLC paralogue, as well as run through chapters 12 through 14, which were all major snooze fests. I'll just show you the boss fight from 13, and you can see they don't even want to attack me because they stand 0 chance. Anyways, it's time for chapter 15, which was the first map in a while to actually give me a bit of a headache. This map features Seidel and Alear trying to escape, and if either of them die, we get a game over. What makes it scary is eventually as we run through the map, scary reinforcements show up behind us. I tried just running away from them on my first attempt, but Seidel dying is a game over condition, and the miasma makes it pretty hard to keep moving fast enough and take out all the enemies so Seidel doesn't die. So I eventually decided to reset and equip the Ike ring for a ton of bulk and find a corner where Seidel can spam a wall for themselves. and then I can go at my own pace, using Great Aether to pull enemies if needed. We also get the corn ring, I guess, which is not important at all. This is not foreshadowing. Chapters 16 and 17 are really hard, but more so because of how time consuming they can be rather than difficult. In 16, I use the Lin ring to make doubles while I fight one of the bosses, then direct my attention to the other. In 17, I spend 44 minutes running around the map to take out the earlier hounds, then thanks to being a flyer, I can avoid being hit by Vale's Lodestar Rush. This also separates Hyacinth from the others, and the new Erica ring was great for this map as I can have passive healing and a higher damage boost. 18 was easy as I just flew to the top with a Sigurd ring, then rushed the boss. Chapter 19 with this challenge was genuinely one of the worst maps I have ever played in this series, but eventually I realized I can fly around the water tiles and the cliff to make enemies move back and forth, making it kind of a joke. A very long, tedious, annoying joke. About as annoying as a YouTuber named JBR channel reminding you to hit that subscribe button. Chapter 20 was really fucking dumb. It's a fog of war map where the boss can randomly warp in and just one-shot some of your units if you're not prepared. And after a couple of times of doing that, he'll eventually move to the back and stand in place where the map becomes insanely easy. I really don't like this map. After beating chapter 20, we've officially reached endgame, and I recommend turning down your volume in about 3, 2, 1. God damn, this map broke me. Chapter 21 is a non-stop gauntlet, followed by the hardest boss we've come across. First, the gauntlet. I can avoid or tank almost every enemy on the map here. The problem are chain attacks that are multiple 80% chances to do about 5 damage over and over again. And the mages who can shoot me from 3 tiles away and do just about 1/3 of my health. I went into a corner to face as little amount of enemies at a time and just pray I can dodge 16% chances from the mages. One-on-one, none of these enemies are scary, but there's just so many of them and the chain attacks really eat away at my health. After multiple tries and after 3 hours, I eventually kill all of the enemies before facing Zephyia, who is laughably easy. Then it was time to face Vale. The reason I needed the Ike ring on this map was because of the defense and res buffs that I get from Ike. If I'm not engaged with Ike, I get fucking one-shot, bro. The biggest problem with the Ike ring is that when you are engaged, everything has a 100% hit rate when attacking. So I have to be pretty clever with how I fight Vale. I somehow stumbled upon the exact tile that makes the fight against Vale a almost 100% of the time clear without even needing canter, which will be useful to know in just a couple of minutes. But by standing on this tile, the other enemies can't really reach me, so it's kind of a one-on-one fight with Ragnell eating away at Vale's health bars. If you thought chapter 21 was bad, chapter 22 was my worst nightmare. So first off, I lose access to all of my rings in place for the Marth ring, which is kinda cool. I'm happy to have Marth back, except this version of him on this map exclusively can't engage for some reason. So I don't get most of the actual good benefits from having the Marth ring equipped, which includes passive healing, which I would love for this map, and extra damage to make sure I one-round enemies. And speaking of them, there's quite a few in this map, and there's a lot of reinforcements that don't stop for a very long time. Due to being trapped in corners with so many enemies with chain attacks, I realized my only way through this map was to change into a wyvern and sort of cheese it. And that's when I realized my biggest downfall. Since chapter 21 and chapter 22 are back-to-back maps, I can't use the item shop to buy a second seal to go into the wyvern class. I tried multiple attempts to see if I could just summon the devil's own luck, but there was absolutely no way I was getting through this map. So then it was time to back out and do chapter 21 all over again. Can you guys tell that this fucking shit broke me as a human being? The problem here, though, is how much luck and time it took me to get through that map alone, for just a chance at Veil. On my run back, I was down to 0 time crystal uses remaining, and remember how I said I accidentally found out the tile to kill Veil before? This time, I choked and didn't realize that. I gave up for about a week on this challenge, cause it was just too much for me to be able to handle while doing college and trying to get the insane luck to beat this map. So I took that week to do a couple of things, which included beating a couple of paralogs so I can get some more EXP and potential skills. The other thing I did was just spend time learning more about the game, which is a shocker, I know. But in this week, I saw a skill that was the best in this challenge, and I don't know why it took me so long to realize that. By beating the core and paralog to get to level 13 bond rank with her, I can learn the pair up skill, which prevents damage from foes' chain attacks. With this, I can go back and sort of run in circles away from the mages and pick off certain groups of enemies, and not worry about the chain attackers cause they do 0 damage now. This made this map so easy. Get f***ed, you fucking motherfucking Okay, hold on. We need to calm down. Meditation break with Jade. I also was smart enough to look back at my footage and realize the Veil fight is kind of easy if I stand on this one tile. With that, we made it back to chapter 22. I was able to be a flyer and ignore chain attacks, which made any unit that couldn't wield magic or a bow essentially just a waste of my time. With enough time, I can just run around, grab all the rings, and end the map. Let's fucking go! Chapter 22! That's all of the rings! Okay. Hello? Defeat the enemies? What do you mean defeat enemies? Actually, it's still kind of easy. I was actually feeling pretty confident with this new pair-up skill, and I don't have much to worry about. We got the Marth ring back as well, which is pretty nice. Chapter 23 is the final Hound map, thank God, and I use the Sigurd ring to get close to Gris and Zephyia while ignoring the Freeze tomes, because there's a lot of them, Jesus Christ. And with that done, we only got 3 more easy maps. Why is the video's length still so long? Chapter 24. So much like Veil, this map includes killing a boss that can Lodestar Rush into my ass. This boss does over 100 damage. So I think it's time to take this map nice and slow so we can eventually 1v1 them. Oh, there's a turn limit. That's kind of a problem. I have 15 turns to get to the boss with multiple health bars, who's super dodgy and can do the aura rush. Fuck. First off, why? Second off, even if I do reach the boss, they decided it would be real fun to push you away with this snow mechanic bullshit on a turn limit map. I don't like this map. I hate it. Why? This chapter really kicked my ass for a while until I realized I probably need to change my strategy. The Ike Ring just won't work, as if I engage, sure I can survive the boss, but then I just die to the archers who have 100% hit rates. Okay, so what if I dodge tank with Marth? No, because Lodestar Rush from the boss is 100% hit. So then I tried the Roy Ring. Survive on 1 HP, have a 1-2 range option. This could work, but getting hit once by a single archer after getting hit by the boss is essentially death. This was my best shot though, so after coming up with a very dumb strat in the Marth map where I didn't let him actually attack me because, as we've learned, Lodestar Rush kinda deadly. I max out my rank on him and pick up the Unyielding skill to recover HP after surviving with Roy. Even with this, chapter 24 is just a wee bit fucked. Everything has to just go the perfect way for me in terms of RNG. And after beating my head into it about 100 times, I realized the RNG needed on this map to beat is something I can't really advise as a likely strat in order to beat it. So this is where I originally gave up and 3 timelines were created. The first timeline is where I drop my difficulty down to hard mode, And this made chapter 24, 25, and 26 easy as hell with my Super Alear. But this timeline felt tainted by dropping the difficulty. Mama ain't raised no bitch. The second was by deploying Seedle the Dancer, Hortensia with the Micaiah ring, and Boosh for the Tiki ring. We give Alear an extra health bar, then by pulling off a double warp with the extra health bar, Alear can tank the massive load on her face by this star, and then dodge tank her way to beating chapter 24. The last two maps were actually pretty easy, and Alear could solo it starting with chapter 25, where the third and last timeline is where everything clicks together. This timeline involves me restarting the entire run from the beginning of the game. If this doesn't get you to make a small little quick click of that subscribe button, I assure you nothing on this channel will convince you. From the start of chapter 6 to chapter 11, with Mars Mercurius and Edelgard's EXP boosting skill, I was able to hoard thousands of points of SP. I also skipped out on buying the Avoid plus 10 skill this time, as well as Canter, which made things a little harder, but I was also super over leveled, even more so, as I hit level 20 before even chapter 8 started. I marched all the way back to chapter 23 after a couple of days, and the game plan here was to buy Holdout from Roy, then use Marth's speed, avoid, and damage buffs. With Holdout, I should be able to survive on 1 HP against Lodestar. Fuck! After replaying the game and seeing my strategies still not work, I eventually gave up and I started writing this script with Timeline 2 in mind. But then, Nintendo released my savior in the form of a beautiful, tall hunk of a man, Hector the Brash General, as well as an expansion pack which gives me some scrolls that grant me SP, making my run back of the whole game completely pointless. Oh my god. Hector is pretty similar to Ike in the fact that he can grant a lot of defense through his various skills that I'll just show on screen here. Using all the SP I've gained throughout the game, I can gain plus 5 defense from Ike, which combos well with Hector's impenetrable skill. In total, from all his skills when activated and with the Ike skill, I can gain plus 18 defense. When engaged with Hector, that impregnable skill grants me an extra defense bonus of plus 30% of my total defense, putting me at somewhere around 62 defense, which allows me to survive the Lodestar rush without using the Ike ring. The Ike ring was good, but not being able to dodge is a major downside for sure. Hector also gives me quick riposte, which allows me to get a guaranteed follow-up attack on enemy phase. I use the Killer Lance engraved with max avoid to get into a corner to fight Evil Alear. Then with a forged Wodao with engraved hit chance on it to retaliate on enemy phase, I eventually crit my way to killing Evil Alear. I cannot tell you how amazing it felt to beat this through script form, so let's let past JBR take this away in a very mature, tasteful manner, I'm sure.
This could be it. This could fucking be it. Crit, crit, crit.
Yes! 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 Suck my fucking dick, you stupid bitch!
Holy fuck, I'm hard.
Knowing we can beat this map, let's head back to Timeline 2 to finish this video, because as you'll see shortly, I am not replaying these last two maps in Timeline 3. Chapter 25 is where I killed the corrupted resurrected mother in about 800 million turns of stalling to kill the surrounding enemies. And once again, the boss kill is probably the least scary part of this map. Well, that just leaves one last map remaining. As we head to the final map of this video, it's less about can we beat it and more so about how long it will take me. All the maps where I can go to flyer only tiles and take out the flyers while slowly taking out all the non-boss enemies was sort of the ultimate strategy with most of the later maps of this challenge. As I move to one side, I get within 1-2 range from the edge so that enemies will move over there. Then I just go to the other side where the dark emblem has spawned and take them out. This ends up being, and I am not kidding you, a near 4-hour process of running back and forth. While the montage for this plays in the background, I think now is a good time to just take a second to look back on the progress that we have made on this silly little YouTube channel of mine. I realized when prepping for this map that the Roy Ring was the clear choice to survive bad RNG and the boss's massive attacks. And using him to finish this challenge was almost poetic to me. The first Fire Emblem series and challenge run that I ever did on this channel was a Fire Emblem 6 challenge run where I refused to use Marcus. And although that wasn't the hardest challenge, I think it's nice to appreciate yourself on some of your smaller accomplishments every once in a while. Ever since that small start, we've done all types of wacky challenges for Fire Emblem and Pokemon. We've raised over $12,000 in the past 3 years for various charities, and it brings me so much joy to do these things and be able to share these game series I love with such a supportive fan base. Lately in my real life, I've been really harsh on myself with this whole adulting thing. College, personal relationships, work, all of that type of stuff. I've never really took the time to fully appreciate some of the things I've accomplished and the journey I've been on in the past couple of years. And I hope that this is a sentiment that I can convey to all of you watching, to be a little less harsh on yourself, and to appreciate both the big and small accomplishments you've made in your life. The Marcus only run was a small accomplishment, but eventually those lead to much bigger ones if you allow yourself time. Fire Emblem Engage is a celebration to a 30+ year beloved game franchise that almost died 10 years ago. And for my channel, I think it's a poetic reminder of how much my life has changed, yet has stayed the same. With all that stupid sentimental stuff out of the way, Roy, let's finish this. Emblem Engage!